South Jersey bad boys.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I was going up and down, up and down. We're wearing like matching shirts here.
Whoa, some Dad Under Armour shirts.
Some Dad Under Armours. You're getting in the groove here.
I must have found this.
You must have found
was
that
not
somewhere.
A purchase.
Oh, just wait. Pretty soon you'll be wearing white-soled Under Armour shoes. Get some grass cutters on you. Next holiday season, you'll get some UGG moccasins. You'll get right into dad gear.
Those are your ex-girlfriends.
Yeah,
from high school.
Yeah, yep.
The fact that you still have those is insane.
The fact that she was a size 12 men's says a lot for the type of
Oh,
broads.
they were actually
no. She got them for me.
Damn, this chick was a giant.
Yeah, I'm still wearing them. I've thrown out the idea to the old battle axe of a wife these days. Like, I could really go for some new UGG moccasins. This, that.
She's
whatever.
like, why don't you go get them from your bitch ass ex-girlfriend?
Yeah, that, or why don't you go get them from your boyfriend who's wearing UGG moccasins these days? That diabetic kid that comes over to record your videos in your basement.
Listen, what is with the diabetic shots this week? No pun intended.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have you?
I've had a couple of diabetic shots.
Yeah, I don't know. She just is so used to using slurs directed at people. That's the only one she could find for you. So.
Yeah, she came right at my disability.
Yeah, exactly. She's pretty ableist of her. But that's the woman I hitched my wagon to. So what were you up to this past weekend after a Thanksgiving? What did you and Sam do for?
We had her sister and her nephews over for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Hosted for the first year at the house.
Oh, at your new house.
At the new house.
How did that go?
It's good. It's good. Food was good.
Yeah.
A lot with the Neffs.
Yeah.
They got a lot of energy. My dog has a lot of energy, so it was fun, very tiring.
Yeah.
As you would expect.
Yep.
And it was good. We then I was in Albany for the weekend.
That's right. How was Albany?
It was cool, man. It was
Nice.
cool. Great club in the mall.
It's in a mall.
It's in a mall up in Albany, New York. And I was featuring for Jessie May, who I worked with once before. Mm-hmm. And then we did 3 shows. We did 1 show Friday, 2 shows Saturday. Mm-hmm. Dude, she fucking murders.
Fucking wild.
I mean, I knew she was funny, but first time consistently working with her. One of the best headliners I've ever worked with.
Wild.
Just her energy right off the bat, crowd work, into material, just engaging the way that she talks and just high energy, I would hate to have to follow her. Obviously I wasn't because I was featuring. Fucking blew the roof off the place.
Now, did she start in L.A.? Or
I don't think so.
Else?
I think I want to say she started in Boston briefly.
Oh, okay.
And then I know she was on Girl Code for a while, so I'm assuming maybe she was in New York. I think she said she's only been in L.A. for maybe the past 5 or 10 years or something. So
Gotcha.
And she's been doing comedy for 20.
For 20. Oh, okay.
So
gotcha.
It must have started somewhere else. I'm assuming New York.
Yeah. Now, did she bring a fan base there, or was it a lot of foot traffic from a mall looking for a comedy show?
I don't know. It seemed like a lot of people knew her and were there for her.
Yeah. I feel like she has a following and fan base. I've seen her stuff come up all over, and it's always incredible online. Never seen her live. But I always wonder when people...
she sold a decent amount of tickets. It was packed for 3 shows.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, because I always wonder that. Is are they bringing people out, or are they murdering in front of people that have no idea what their name is?
Well, there was definitely a lot of people there who were just there for a comedy show.
Across the board murderer. That's the best you can get.
And she just lit the place up. I was like, holy shit. She is really, really good. And just super cool.
Nice.
Very
That's
cool.
pretty sweet. How long did it take you to get to Albany?
It was 3.5. It was far.
Oh, that's actually not as far as I thought.
Yeah, maybe 3:45, 3, just shy of 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. Yeah, I was thinking for some reason it was going to be closer to 5.
Yeah, I always thought. Yeah, Albany is just dead center, upstate New York, straight up there. For some reason, I always tie it to Niagara Falls, but that's Buffalo.
Well, it's close to Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I guess they're pretty big. I mean, you could see signs for Buffalo and Canada, and I'm like, oh fuck, how close am I to Canada? This is crazy.
Pretty close. Could have hopped the border and everything.
Yeah. But it was nice, man. I got a little hotel, just completely by myself for the weekend, which was nice. You did this show, got up there Friday, did the show, and then I just got to just chill all day Saturday. I just sat down and finally had just hours to just kind of really go over my stuff and write some new jokes. I wrote a bunch of new stuff that I tried on Saturday night, and it just felt great to kind of
have the norm, break the cycle of the normality, and do something a little different out of the set,
and just not be so on the go. Like just to have one, like a full day being off where I'm like, I have nothing else to do, but kind of like just, I worked out in the morning, went to a local diner, got some food, started writing some jokes, and like it was awesome.
That is so much better because you don't really, until you get to that point of where you get to go onto that, it's typically like you go to your 9 to 5, then you got to go run some errands on your way to a show that you get into, and then and that happens.
It's so tough to write that, like write jokes, like on top of life.
But if you get to be able to be in that position where you're traveling with somebody, you're opening for somebody, or you're doing places where you have all day to prepare for it, you can go there and actually get that together.
Dude, that was key. So I had that all day Saturday, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I really try to be diligent and sit down and write some shit? And because I was just feeling like I was doing a longer set. I haven't done like 30 minutes in a while. I've been doing mostly shorter sets lately. So I just felt stale because I had to throw in a lot of stuff to get to 30 that I haven't done in a while. And I didn't really like it. So I'm like, dude, to kind of rejuvenate myself, like sit down, force yourself to write, and force yourself to try it. Like don't get scared and be like, I'm just going back to my old material.
Yeah.
And I also had time to actually verbally like say it out loud and go over it just to get my how do I want to get my delivery down? And I really went over it, which I usually never do. I was like, dude, why don't you just really try to be disciplined? And it was great. I felt I wish I did it every day.
Yeah, that's awesome. You get into that routine and that cycle, and then you get into it, and it's hard to break it, but then you break it and you start going. I'd go in and out of these cycles.
Dude, and that's the tough part. It's like, stand-up, it's a muscle like anything else. Where it's, and, so I came off a great week last week where, I had shows during the week, and then I had a full weekend where I was getting to feature, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And you're like, ooh, I'm feeling some momentum, like I'm writing and stuff. And now this week I really have no shows. And it's like going to the gym, it's like if you have one full week where you're on it and then you just don't work out for the next week, you're like kind of losing that progress. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Just going to try to hop on some shows this week.
Yeah. It's all up and down like that, and being able to get in that consistent rhythm is what really helps. You have to be able to get to the point where you get in that, but having those ups and downs, because you and I both know you get on the top and you're like, oh, well, this is just not on top, but you're riding a really good wave. And then you're just like, oh, this is so easy. This is so great. I'm such in a good spot right now. And then this isn't like with you or anybody in particular, but me, myself, I'm like, you're riding a good wave. You have really good shows. You have good new material. All this stuff is clicking. And then the shows stop and you slow down, and then you go to an open mic and you bomb a little bit. And then you're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? This shit sucks. And
it's so up and down.
Can't get more than 2,000 views on something I put online, and then all of a sudden something takes off, then you get another show, and then you're back. It's just fucking peaks and valleys.
Yeah, dude. It's hard to maintain just a level of because of the ups and downs.
And that's why people are like, why are comedians always the ones that are mentally this way and suicidal this way or whatever? I was like, well, can you fucking see if you made that like your life like crazy? Like, your emotions get into a roller coaster.
Yeah, you go from so high to so low. You feel so good, and you can feel so shitty.
Yeah. And that's what our podcast has been built around, is an emotional roller coaster. We discuss all sorts of emotional topics, mental breakthroughs.
We're emotional guys.
Yeah, we just let it all fly.
We're emotionally tuned in.
We are. I was actually talking about this with the Battle Axe a few hours ago. I was like, I'm just going to start referring to her as that on the program. Yeah. And, anytime the Battle Axe, it's that old fucking weapon upstairs that I'm scared of.
She'll cut right through you.
Yeah, rusty on the edges, but... I don't know, rusty on the edges, but
old as dirt.
Yeah, old as fucking dirt and got a wooden handle. Yeah,
do not tell her I said that. Do not listen to this episode, Rachel.
Yeah. So I was talking to her about this because I saw a TikTok. Most TikToks are mostly women that are looking for attention. And this one thing that I saw, like a TikTok.
It's disgusting how much I click on them.
It's disgusting how many times I've been lured into them and watched them in full.
Yeah.
TikTok could make that a limit on how long a video is. They were first a minute, then now it's 3 minutes. They could make it 10 and a half, and I'd be watching full 10 and a half minutes.
The old talk trap.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of girls, I wouldn't say all the TikTok on there is girls looking for attention, specifically in the niche of people that believe they are the main character in any reality, and they just take over and want to make it all about themselves. And then people start coming out of saying like, oh, I know that person. There was some girl that called out some influencer on TikTok saying, oh, she gave me anxiety and depression and this. And I feel like we talked about this before, where guys and a lot of the go-to, I feel like people, instead of saying something or someone is retarded, they say they're autistic.
Yeah.
They just dialed it back a little bit. I just
Which
hear people,
I find more offensive for some reason.
because it's a very specific type of mental retardation, if we're being medical here in medical terms.
Yeah, I feel like people think
Yeah.
they're getting away with saying retard by saying autistic.
That's what it is. Yeah. And I've noticed that where a lot of people, and I'm guilty of it myself, and saying it. And sometimes I can actually tie it back to a form of autism, like where we were saying, I know all these numbers and these stats and all this stuff and random facts and everything. That's a genuine characteristic of somebody who has some type of autism.
Sure.
But now somebody who's just like, oh, dude, you're so autistic because like you're late to our functions. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're like this, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. So I feel like with that, I feel like that's more on guys. Sometimes girls cross over into that, but with girls, it's heavily on the I have anxiety and I'm depressed. It's all
Yeah.
anxiety and depression.
Those words are tossed around very easily.
Very loosely, very self-diagnosed, which all this stuff really
Anxiety in particular. You hear that
Yeah.
a lot of
all
like,
the time.
I have so much anxiety. I'm very anxious.
Yeah.
Which again, not diminishing. Like obviously, there's so
Yeah.
many people out there that genuinely have
Yeah.
that, but
Yeah.
it's tossed around pretty lightly.
I was watching specifically this one TikTok, this girl where she was like saying that this other girl who was big on TikTok caused her a bunch of anxiety and depression and anxiety issues and all this other stuff, and like self-diagnosing, which I'm sure somebody may have caused that and everything.
Yeah.
But then after talking to her, I saw commercials. You know the company ForHers, or the Keeps or for Hims or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
They make like subscription medication boxes or something like that. For men, it's always been the erectile dysfunction or, you know, something like that they make or that they do.
Right.
I now saw that there is instead of ForHers, there's a ForHers
Whoa.
out there as well. And instead of erectile dysfunction on the male side, on the female side, it's all anxiety and depression medication. On the ForHers, it's all anxiety and depression.
Wow.
For Hims, it's ED. It's just like
It's just marketing.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, girls, you guys are all fucked up in the head. Hey, guys, you're all fucked up in the dick. So, like, let's just give you your own medications, and this is largely what each sex has.
And I feel like it could be very much a catch-22. It's
Yeah.
like, hey, you guys are all having erectile dysfunction. A lot of times because of how much pills these medication people are on. Like,
Exactly.
Every
Yeah.
every commercial you watch, it's like, this may cause erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, yeah.
Or all those anxiety medications.
Yeah.
And then now that it's very popular to talk about and be open about anxiety, everyone is self-diagnosing themselves
Yeah.
as having it, like you said, and then it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why there's
Let's
so
hop
many
on this.
prescription drug commercials, the amount of money that's pumped into big pharma in this country. It's a small subsect of a much larger issue.
Yeah.
But everyone's just all fucked up on medication. It's going all over the place. But it's just interesting how the tract of the female stuff is headed towards anxiety and depression. And you just have to be careful if someone's on antibiotics and you're having sex with them. That's, I think,
Yeah.
the big...
I mean, we all know.
We all know. We've all
now,
been there.
We all now know.
Yeah, we all now know. You could give a seminar on this.
I have.
You have. You've given a TED talk. It was a month ago, actually. It's good. They haven't aired it yet, but it was actually TED Talk Haddon Heights, and you went on there and you talked. It was inside the gymnasium at Haddon Heights High School. And
Yeah.
you gave a talk.
Unprompted.
You just.
But I felt the kids needed to know.
Yeah, you weren't on the itinerary, but you went up there and they didn't stop you.
Right.
And what was the title of it? You spoke about this topic.
It was called Knocked Up.
Yeah, it was called Knocked Up. But they thought they were seeing a screening for a new Seth Rogen film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just me saying, guys, you gotta realize that antibiotics will cancel out any sort of protection your girlfriend's got blocking up that vajayjay.
Yeah. Yep.
And they were like, sir, please leave.
They're like, sir, I think you've had enough
I was
time.
like, I'm not fucking leaving.
Yeah, you grab the microphone and people start cheering and
Yeah.
say, I'm not leaving. Yeah.
And then they carried me out.
Yeah, the mascot came out and just drug you out, just clubbed you over the side of the head.
What
yeah.
can you do?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like everybody is really pushing, I don't know, taking advantage of the fact that, anxiety is such a big problem. And, for women, it's probably because of social media. I mean, you constantly hear about how much that's increasing among young girls in particular of depression and anxiety directly correlated to social media.
I think it's just one big revolving door of a just living nightmare of all these girls are on anxiety and depression medications because their boyfriends can't get hard, and they can't get hard because their girlfriends are always complaining about their depression, and it just goes in this endless cycle.
They got the perfect system.
And this is how they've trapped us. They're just like, we're going to get all the girls fucked up in the head, the guys fucked up in the dicks. They're not going to be able to do it, and they're going to have to pour out money for subscription boxes of medications.
And we got the pills, baby.
We got the pills.
Take more pills.
Blue pill for you, red pill for you. It's just all over.
Yeah. Do not get to the root of your issues. Just pop a couple pills. That's our society.
That is.
And that's what society is pushing on us.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Yeah. Power to the females. And we didn't wear our pussy hats, but next episode.
I know. This is a female podcast.
Yeah, this is a female-driven podcast. And I think somebody who really needs to be medicated are Disney adults. Do you know these people?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People that are obsessed with Disney. They have no kids. They're there 8 times a year. Now, I liked Disney World the 2 times I went. I went there with my family in 6th grade, and I went there on senior trip in high school.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm
Same.
like, I've seen enough. I'm done.
Actually, the exact same thing. I went once in 5th grade and once on senior trip in high school.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to go to every park and on the main rides. Sure, they have different attractions coming in, but I'm not obsessed with fucking Pixar movies at 30 years old, so I don't need to go ride the Bugs Life fucking whatever new thing in Animal Kingdom like
every year.
Every
I
single
got something
year.
funny offline about that too that remind me to tell you.
Okay. About Pixar and A Bug's Life.
Just about adulting. Adulting in Disney.
Now, they do add in a lot of things for the adults because they want to bring their kids there. So it's like, hey, if you're going to bring your kids here, why don't you get drunk in Epcot while you're at it?
Yeah.
Like, everybody's looking for somewhere to go with their kids, which you will be doing the same of, where they can go and get wasted with their kid. You're just going to go to a brewery in South Jersey, like any normal adult.
Right.
Yeah.
Sam used to work for at the Disney theme park.
Wait, she worked in Disney World?
Yeah, like when she was...
Okay, you said the Disney theme park.
The Disney theme park. Disney World. Yeah. When she was like, I don't know, 17 or 18, when they did like that like college program or something.
Everybody I knew that did that program,
nightmare.
They like flunked out of college and went there instead, and then they got a job. Is that what Sam did?
Well, Sam didn't go to college, and I think she did that like right out of high school.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's better because she went into a career-driven internship program without paying $30,000 to a school that
she didn't go into debt and then go into that.
That's what most people I know
She
did
that, but she was like...
It's a nightmare, right?
It was such a piece of shit job.
Yeah. I feel like most of those people are robotic that have to work there. The shit that they have to pull. It's insane.
But it's like slave labor. They pay them absolutely nothing. They are in horrible conditions. Like,
they're like, hey, but you're living in Florida. Isn't Florida fun?
You get to work at Disney World.
You get to work at Disney World. Now go out and work a 15-hour shift and greet all of these tubs of fat shit walking into our parks who can't fit through the fucking turnstiles to get in here, and now try and impress them.
Beware of any job that looks like it's the cool job. If it's like Disney World or a water park, and it's like, maybe it's like the NBA or the NFL, any job where you look at on the surface, you go, man, that would probably be such a cool job. I guarantee you it's probably not. I bet a lot of the jobs that are the best are the ones that nobody's ever fucking heard of, and you get in there and people are like, we're not doing shit. We have great benefits. We have unlimited PTO.
And you know why? Because they're probably quiet about it.
Yeah.
They don't have to brag about, hey, look how cool this job is. It's like somebody who's telling you how something great over and over and over is. If they have to do it so much and sell you on it so much, it probably isn't.
Yes.
Like, let's be
very
honest.
true.
I thought working at a minor league baseball team for my college internship was going to be fun. I'd learn about sports marketing.
Yeah.
You know what the Camden River Sharks idea of sports marketing was? Let's get these fucking 18 and 19-year-olds who we're not paying because they're doing it for an internship. Let's throw them in the mascot costume in 100-degree July weather.
Did they make you guys do that?
That's all I did was the mascot. I would get groped by drunk women in the suites all the fucking time.
Well, that's sweet.
That was awesome. But outside of that, I had to run on the field with kids and do sumo wrestling things. And then we would go out after the games and get drunk with the players at a bar across the street.
The sports marketing internship is always that.
It's always
a dupe.
It is always a dupe.
They know they're going to get kids to go, oh, fuck, it's sports.
I love sports.
I love sports. I'm going to do sports marketing internship. And they're like, yeah, go ahead, pass out flyers on the beach, you dipshit.
Exactly. That's what happened to me. I was like trying to get into sports marketing, and all of them were like basically pounding the phones working for the Flyers or the Phillies or the Sixers. I go to a Flyers game one time. I bought tickets online for a bachelor party. One time, cheapest tickets available, standing room in like a fucking sports book at the top of the Wells Fargo Center. I get calls every single week to this day from some fucking 22-year-old trying to sell me season tickets tickets. I was like, dude, I went to one game. I bought the cheapest tickets. Did you not fucking see that? Like, what do you think you're calling me for?
Oh my God.
Like, yeah. So those are always a very thinly veiled, vague sports marketing internship. That's what I was used to.
Yeah.
But these Disney adults need to be locked in a prison and sent to Guantanamo Bay. So, and one thing I have been getting excited about. Have you seen these offshoot Disney films that are coming out after the copyrights expire on the films?
No.
So Winnie-the-Pooh had a big one come out, and it was called like Winnie-the-Pooh The Vengeance or something like that. And it's Winnie-the-Pooh.
Is it a thriller?
Yeah, it's him like going on like a revenge seeking thing after all these people, and it's like a murdering fucking Winnie-the-Pooh. Basically, the copyright expired on Winnie-the-Pooh.
Oh, and now someone's like, let me.
Yeah, so these people are picking them up and creating their own movies. So there's a new one that just got announced that is going to be coming out, and it's called I don't know if they have a name for it, but it's about Bambi. And Bambi is a pretty fucked up story to begin with.
Yeah.
But this one, they created The Curse of the Humpty Dumpty and Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey. So now they're taking on a bereaved deer where Bambi has fucking rabies and becomes a vicious killing machine.
Oh my God. Who is making this? Just a guy on Reddit?
Scott Jeffrey, a director responsible for those two movies mentioned there before.
Oh, is there a trailer?
Not a that's for the Winnie-the-Pooh one.
Ooh, can we watch that?
Yeah, let's watch that one. The new movie that they're coming out with is called Bambi the Reckoning, which is scheduled for release around Valentine's Day.
Oh my God. Are these actually going to come out somewhere?
Yeah, they're going to release them somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm sure someone's going to pick it up. But the Bambi film is going to be an incredibly dark...
What if they're awesome?
They're going to be fucking incredible.
Incredible movies.
And you see it with Christmas movies now. You see Violent Night with Santa going on a killing spree.
Yeah.
Like that one right now is huge. The film with Bambi is going to be an incredibly dark retelling of the 1928 story that we all know and love. Bambi will be a vicious killing machine that lurks in the wilderness. Prepare for Bambi on rabies. So
Wow.
I can't wait for a rabies-ridden Bambi going on a killing spree.
That'll probably be less sad than the first one.
It most likely will, but like, don't you think Bambi's gonna get rabies and go like bite a hunter that shot his father or something? Like,
Yeah, and we'll all be rooting for Bambi.
yeah, we're all gonna be rooting for Bambi, and then hopefully Bambi at the end of the movie still gets like made into like a bust on the wall somewhere in some like hunters and anglers club.
You're sick.
All right, so
sick fuck.
here, let's watch the trailer for Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey.
Great title.
Yeah, it's great actually. This is gonna be fun.
I hope they didn't change the name of Tigger.
You know, you're the first person I ever shown this place to.
Why am I so special?
Because soon...
Oh my God, they legitimate actors.
You should be close now.
We're not going to find them.
We will. Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, we were friends for many years. And they're out there.
100 Acre Woods spelled in blood.
Beloved childhood characters.
Christopher, we need to leave. Now.
I really need to find out what's happening, okay?
Have been abandoned by Christopher Robin. This looks fucking good.
Dude, I would watch the shit out of this.
Oh shit! Have turned wild.
This place is kind of cold.
Yo, what?
Did you see how's a pool?
Teens in bikinis and hot tubs?
We need to go. There's there's someone else outside.
Dude, I'm telling
Dude, this is the night they knocked.
What's that?
It is.
The movie that I was in.
Yeah, the first film
Independent
that you were in. Yeah.
film I was in.
This is better than 90% of content on Netflix right now.
Oh shit! Oh my!
We used to be friends. Why are you doing this, please? I would have never left, I swear. I swear.
Oh my God, that looks awesome, dude. Wow.
So I believe that movie might actually already be out. So we need to watch that and have a...
That looks awesome.
That might be out already because they're saying this Bambi one is going to come out in Valentine's Day of 23. And that's only 4 months from now. So I actually just love the idea of them doing this where the copyrights expire. I believe that's what happens, and then they have the ability to like create things like this.
Wow, that's so interesting. I never would have thought of that. So like who would have to pick the copyright back up? Just like the studio that created it?
I think there might be some type of, we have to get into like the copyright and patent laws and stuff, because Disney has that shit on lock. If you even use their logo or mention them in the wrong way, they will sue the shit out of you. They're notorious for it. Something happens, and maybe I can dive into it and see, but like somehow they're able to use these freely. Mickey Mouse had expired as well. But yeah, they're going to do it with Bambi. So now I thought it would be fun. Why not take a look at some other Disney, some of their more popular films, a list of them, and see what we can get excited about for when those films' copyrights expire and what movies can come out of those as well. So here's just a general kind of list of some of their more popular movies here. Lady and the Tramp is the first one I see on this list. Of course, it's going to be a guy named Lady that finds a very disease-ridden prostitute. Yeah. Yeah. And that's going to be the general like hook.
A tale as old as time.
A tale as old as time, yes. And that can be shot and filmed in South Jersey, specifically. Yes.
Atlantic City.
101.
The perfect. Let's bring Atlantic City back.
Let's bring
shoot the new Lady and the Tramp there.
Atlantic City is going to become the new Hollywood. It's going to be the Hollywood of the East, and we're going to shoot Lady and the Tramp. We just need a lot of tramps.
We are in luck.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We are in good supply.
Yep, we definitely are.
You have to read these for me because I cannot see.
You cannot see. Let's go down there. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Well, that's going to be tough given the social climate these days.
Yeah, there's going to be. I feel like that could be an orgy situation. How do they do this copyright stuff with porn? Because there's always, I mean, I've read about in newspapers that they have these, porn themed.
They have Disney porn themed.
What if they get hit with copyright stuff?
I wonder if they do. Yeah, I've seen the animated
I'll
versions.
I'll write some emails.
Yeah, send out some emails.
I'll write some emails to the hub.
Yeah, please do. Beauty and the Beast. Clearly, it's going to be Beauty and the Deceased. Yeah, and she's going to have a necrophilia addiction, and it's going to go off the rails really fast.
Pinocchio, I feel like, is already scary enough.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, they could just keep the same story of just, like, him being turned into he is a puppet.
Yeah.
Right? What is he?
He's currently a puppet, and he's trying to become a real boy. But I think we just keep him as a puppet, and he'll become a puppet for Pfizer, and it goes on in, like, a vaccine tangent.
Do it that way.
He's going to become a puppet for corporate America, basically.
Yeah. He could become the president.
He can become the president.
He's just a puppet.
Yeah. And then that way...
Pinocchio for president.
Pinocchio for president. And I wouldn't mind it, because as they're up there talking so much shit and nonsense, you could just see his nose getting ever so larger during a press conference, and you can just see how much shit that he's spewing.
That's hilarious, because he's the president... And then, you see every single time he lies.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's actually genius.
We might go into movie making of movies that get their copyrights taken away.
Pinocchio for president. Listen, guys, I am going to lower taxes. Whoop!
Yeah, right out the side. The Aristocats. Now, I think that should just become the Aristocrats, and it would be Gilbert Gottfried's telling of the very famous joke.
That's good.
That would be perfect.
Alice in Wonderland, I mean, already kind of a girl just tripping on acid.
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe doing some DMT, doing something a little bit,
It would be Alice at Coachella.
There you go.
Instead of Alice, though, it's got to be a more 2022 or futuristic name.
Yeah. You could do Courtney at Coachella.
Yeah, it would have to be Courtney, with like Courtney spelled really obnoxiously.
Yeah, with a K, of course.
Because this is going to be years from now. Like, Courtney's mom was like a TikTok influencer, and had her while drunk and named her Courtney, but spelled it really fucked up. Yeah, something like that. A Bug's Life we mentioned before. A Bug's Life. Now, what could that get spun into?
A Bug's Life. I don't know. That's tough.
There's a lot on here, though. That's a lot of...
The Rescuers Down Under.
The Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah. That's about a girl with a stinky pussy. You got to send some guys in.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, which could easily be spun into something Notre Dame in the U.S. The drunk something of Notre Dame. And just go down that rabbit hole. Who knows?
Yeah. A lot of good ones.
I feel like a lot of these, the only thing I'm thinking of is like the parody porn title that most of these already have.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every single one of these.
They're already redoing Little Mermaid, right? They already caught some flack on that.
They already caught some flack for that one.
Guys, it's 2022. Enough.
Yeah.
with mermaids.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen a Discovery Channel Shark Week where they were talking about mermaids for far too many years.
Yeah. Go up a little bit. I want to see if I thought I had an idea. Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Now, what could you change about the Peter Pan thing to make him go on a murdering rampage of alligators and pirates?
Well, you know what Peter Pan could be, because that is a story about a guy taking little kids into like a new human trafficking.
Yeah, it is a human child sex trafficking.
Because he literally steals kids from their home and takes them to Neverland.
He probably drugs them up, which is why they think...
Sounds like Michael Jackson's estate.
And I think that's where most people would be taking them. I think if we were to look for any of the missing kids that are victims of child sex trafficking in this country right now...
That's where you would start.
Have they looked at Michael Jackson's estate anywhere?
A lot of these plots are already good. They're already in place.
They are.
You just add like a dark cinematography to it.
Exactly. And then, so it
Look
sounds
at,
like
the Lost Boys. They've already done that kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's always like a take on like the Lost Boys from Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Like a dark take.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, very easily you could take Toy Story and turn it into the classic tale old as time, the sex toy story, and it's just all sex toys instead of Yep. There's so much to work on here, but I think it's pretty good. There's a lot on here that I didn't even know were Disney movies.
Dumbo, movie about you.
Yeah. So yeah, basically Disney stuff. We can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to that. We should recap that Bambi rabies movie.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out
after it comes out.
Beautiful.
But yeah, looking forward to it. And now we want to introduce for the first time a little bit of a spooky segment here. We get a lot of people, writing in, calling
been asking about the paranormal.
Yeah, they want to talk about the paranormal. So I'm like, let me look up some paranormal stuff that's happened in New Jersey. And I didn't know that there's actually a pretty well-documented case, and I've gotten sources from all over the place. I've cited the sources in the bibliography of this video. This happened at Trenton State College, which is now the College of New Jersey. Apparently, there was a 25-year-old that was murdered there in 1977.
Whoa.
So I want to read through a couple of these different pieces here.
25-year-old? What the fuck were they doing at the college?
Yeah, it's like clearly they weren't in the right state if they were still in college. Well, I mean, I don't know what they were doing there. TCNJ is I think back then was a very big teacher college. A lot of people go there to be teachers, but they're 25,
True.
A lot of people go to college for 7 years.
Good. This guy's onto it. He's thinking. He's thinking like a detective.
I was thinking in the realm of Tommy Boy, where they're like, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
Yeah, they're called doctors.
So this is how this story starts. Does the ghost of Sigrid Stevenson still haunt Kendall Hall, which is the hall of College of New Jersey? According to rumors, yes, it does. The murder of a 25-year-old graduate student,
Okay.
Just as classes were gearing up in the fall of 1977, the campus took a buzz to stories of the Son of Sam terrorizing New York City at the time, but when the murder was in one of the university buildings, that it brought the terror home. So they were talking a lot about Son of Sam happening, and then all of a sudden someone turns up dead at their place. It was shortly before midnight, and Sunday, September 4th, a campus police officer noticed a bicycle that was left unchained near the hall. All of the building's external doors were locked, and the last people used the facility were a group of actors and theater crew members. Of course, everything comes back to these fucking theater kids messing everything up.
Can't trust them.
No. One theory supposes that Stevenson had attended that performance and stayed behind herself to practice on the building's piano. And what I saw in another source was that she was this is coming directly from The Signal, which is TCNJ's student newspaper. They said that she was a reserved girl with a free spirit, and she had been known to linger in several buildings after hours to engage in late-night piano playing sessions. So I can say already, right off the bat, open and shut case as far as the motive here of why somebody wanted to murder someone playing piano in the wee hours of the morning on a college campus.
Yeah.
If that were me, I'd be like, can we shut the fuck up that person who's playing the fucking piano horribly right now at 3 a.m?
Yeah, it sounded like she was somebody that was already haunting people after they went to bed when she was alive.
Yeah, and it's like then she just continues it as a full-time job for decades upon decades later.
Yeah.
This all makes sense to me.
That makes sense, yeah.
This all makes sense.
That's a ghost if I ever heard one.
Yeah.
She applied and they were like, you got a great resume.
They were like,
you've been creeping people out for years.
Yeah, you've been creeping people out with your rendition of that ice cream truck song that you're playing on the fucking piano at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah, on the organ.
What can you play on the piano in the early hours of the morning for a sleeping college campus to hear that wouldn't sound creepy?
No, there's nothing.
Like you're playing that song that da 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 da. If I heard that at 3 a.m, I'd be like, "Who the fuck is doing that?" I would grab a shotgun and I mean, this is an open and shut case.
All right, so we figured out how she died.
The motive behind her death. How she died, this is how they found her. The campus police officer found her completely nude on the stage with the exception of the piano cover from her beloved instrument draped over her body. They noticed the bike outside, they investigated, and they found a gruesome crime scene.
Yikes.
Some outlets reported that either her friends or a professor had to identify her by her hair because her face was so damaged it was unrecognizable.
Oh, my God.
So basically, she was bludgeoned to death in the face, and that was her cause of death, was blunt force trauma to the skull.
And did they say anything about an investigation of like possible, suspects that they thought could have done this?
They had a joint investigation from campus police and Ewing Township Police.
Oh, campus police. I'm sure they got to the bottom of this.
Yeah, they were right on it. They're
like, dude, I have study hall in 3 hours.
I worked for campus police at my college, and I didn't do jack shit. I just sat
You're a fucking student.
Yeah, and in 1977, what did they do? I got to go to study hall. They had little wooden guns in their holsters.
Right.
Yeah. So they were co-investigating with the Ewing Township Police. With Ewing Township, they're right next to Trenton. So, they had a lot going on, a lot on their plates. Never named an official suspect. Her story went from a terrifying murder to a cold case, and almost 44 years of new leads and half-true whispers came from a tale across campus. So nothing has ever come of this. They never had an official suspect. 1977. Can you imagine a time where there weren't cameras everywhere? Because I wish I lived then. I would get away with so much shit.
Yeah.
Not that I was out murdering people, but maybe I'd be more inclined to do so.
You definitely would be. I mean, everything that you say leads us to believe that,
yes,
that is a hobby of yours.
It is. It would be. I fantasize about it.
It would be. I would never.
I would never do it, but I fantasize about it.
Yikes. Let's maybe keep that off the record as well.
That's going to come back in a deposition 25 years from now.
Yeah, they're going to go, Dan never said anything to you that, caused you to believe that he could do something like this? And I'm like, no. And they're like, let me show you this tape.
Yeah, let me go back to episode 27. Pull up our YouTube, subscribe, like, and
wow,
comment.
You guys listen?
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah. So after everything all went down, to this day, they say strange happenings are reported in Kendall Hall, from objects moving on their own to mysterious noises. Psychics and paranormal experts have investigated the site, and they say that the spirit lingers. If you believe that sort of thing, it's really no surprise Sigrid likely awaits the day her killer is caught. Because, that's what ghosts spend their time doing. They're just hoping for justice.
I wonder if there's theories behind that about, because obviously there's a lot of people that believe in ghosts, right? Yeah. And why wouldn't everybody be a ghost after they pass if you believe in ghosts? But maybe, I wonder if there's theories that people who are unjustly murdered linger, maybe because they have something that's unresolved and they're waiting for that, for them to let go. Yeah. I wonder if there's any theories behind that.
I would imagine that there probably is, that kind of ties into it.
Yeah, because, with ghosts, it's always a haunting situation. It's not many Casper the Friendly ghosts out there. It's usually somebody that, like, hey, they were murdered in this house in 1977 or in this school or whatever, and they still haunt the halls of this school or this house
because their killer was never found.
Yeah, and I wonder, they're just lingering around because they're still freaking pissed,
and they're trying to coach the people that they're haunting. They're just trying to get their attention to try and lead them down the path to, like, hey, why don't you go into this filing cabinet and see this police report that was falsely submitted because some ex-boyfriend of mine didn't like me and he was the one who did it.
I wonder if if there's similar theories behind that where people think that ghosts stick around to leave clues.
Yeah, probably, because in my head, if I was in this hall, if I was a theater major pissing people off with my singing and dancing and piano playing in 2022 on this college campus, and I'm inside of this hall, and I see a fucking filing cabinet starting to shake uncontrollably out of nowhere, I would be like, let's take that thing out back and light it on fire.
Yeah.
But the ghost of Singrid Stevenson is probably like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to get your attention to look at that thing. Open my cold case and let's open this shit up.
Yeah.
I know exactly who did it. It was Tommy. He was a sophomore.
Dude, there's a video. This reminds me. I'll have to send it to you. Maybe we could use it for next week's spooky segment. But a friend of mine showed me, and a friend of his sent him the video. It was a friend of a friend who moved into a new place, and they have a video because they felt like there was something creepy going on, like some sort of ghostly situation. And they don't really believe in that stuff. And they have on video, and it is creepy. I've watched it, where they hear something in the doorway and they flash over with their phone, and then they go back, and then they looked at it back later, and you can see for a split second a person
just standing there
in the doorway. You could briefly kind of see it. I'll get the video from him. We can rewatch it. But
if we could break that down,
we could watch it and break it down. But you can see in the video it looks like someone is there for a second.
Someone's just standing there, just
and they moved out the next day.
Holy shit!
It was an apartment in New York City.
Damn.
They had just moved in, and they literally moved out the next day. So they truly believed. And I saw the video, and it did creep me out.
Lost that security deposit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I've known a lot of people that have gone.
If I can find it.
Have gone to TCNJ.
I'll have to ask him for it.
Oh yeah. No, we can go over it on our next spooky segment. We're gonna have spooky segments all the time here. Now, I could see it would be a little more believable if they heard piano music playing or something like that, like she was playing the piano. But they just do the classic random noises, some shit moving.
Yeah.
And it's like, I never knew this happened, but I'm sure I wouldn't have seen or heard a lot of that stuff if I didn't have the bias in my head that someone was murdered in here.
Right.
Or found dead in here.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think the motive is pretty clear. Now it's just a matter of getting the campus police officers that were 18-year-old drunk college students to crack this case.
Yeah, well, they're about 75 by now.
Yeah, 1977 if they were there. Yeah, they're probably in their late 60s or early 70s. So we only have a limited amount of time. I think we need to go to TCNJ and investigate this further and interview college students there and find our way into a college party. We can bring Mike's Hard Lemonades with us and some wine coolers to inch our way in, and then after we engage with the locals at their college party with some jungle juice, then we kind of really get down to business.
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it. We've been doing that at community colleges across South Jersey for many years now.
Yeah.
We've found ourselves on the campus of Gloucester County Community College. I was about to say GCIT, not GCCC, because GCIT is a high school. Now, whether or not we've been there is
nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Any of those details.
Yeah. Now, whether or not anybody,
hang on a second. I almost said GCIT.
GCIT, which
not to confuse the locals.
Not to confuse them, but one of us may or may not have been spotted on that high school campus versus the community college campus. It cannot be determined, but there's no cops around.
We have no idea.
We have no idea who it would have been that was on that campus with some Seagram's wine coolers. But one thing I am pissed off about is that Abby never got back.
Come on, Ab.
To our column the other week.
Come on, Ab Lincoln.
Ab Lincoln, she never got back to us.
Dear Abatha.
Abigail Van Buren. Doesn't that sound like the name of a
president's
a character
wife?
In a Revolutionary War movie or something?
Definitely.
She was in The Patriot, right? You had Mel Gibson and Abigail Van Buren running through the fields of South Carolina together. I remember that movie. It was an Oscar-winning picture. Mm-hmm. So we wrote to her a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago at this point, of a very touching story, and she refused to comment on it and even write us back. It was a real kick in the face. So
we're still looking for some help out there, Ab. So
we are still looking for some help. Let's do same old style, but you know what? It's the week after Thanksgiving, and I think our writer in this week is having a little trouble. They're a little torn between the horrific Thanksgiving that they just had, but they have to repeat it again come Christmas. So now we're writing for advice of how you handle that type of situation.
Okay, gotcha. Are we mad-libbing it again?
Fuck yeah.
Go sentence to sentence. We'll try to keep it more concise this time, I guess, because we kind of went off the rails last time.
Yeah. And we're writing in as our full name is Maud McCormick.
Okay.
Let's ad-lib our little story here.
All right. Start it off.
Dear Abby, I got to say, last week's Thanksgiving dinner did not go as planned.
I know that politics is never a good topic to bring up on Thanksgiving, but this year got out of control.
This year got out of control. You see, my son Daryl was diagnosed with a disorder last March.
I gotta follow that and tie those together. Okay. Daryl believes that he is in custody of Hunter Biden's laptop.
He believes this. He believes this because he has 5 terabytes of videos featuring various loose women performing lewd acts.
The most shocking aspect of this was when he brought out a projector in the dining room and started to play some of these videos.
Mind you, all I said about politics was Hunter Biden fuels his bigotry by drinking children's blood. And that caused my uncle Rick to lose his mind.
As a registered Democrat,
Yep.
I told Daryl that I support the Biden administration because it's my body, my choice. And he said, nobody wants your body, you old quack. And then we should probably wrap it up from here.
Yeah. He said, nobody wants your body, you old quack. I'd rather be an old quack than a Dr. Oz supporter. That's what I always say. Now, put some finishing touches on it. The dilemma, what the question is.
Yeah, I guess the question is, if is Daryl a nephew? Did we specify?
Daryl is her son, Maud's son.
If Daryl was your son, what would you do in this situation?
You do in this situation to address it before we all reconvene as a family for Christmas. Now, if there's any written piece to Dear Abby that gets published,
Happy holidays.
yeah,
And let's go Biden. And let's go Brandon. No, that's a different
that's a different camp.
administration.
Happy
holidays.
Happy holidays to you and yours.
Merry Christmas, you filthy little
Maud.
beautiful.
Yeah. So now if there's ever a piece about Hunter Biden's laptop and being a registered Democrat and old quacks to get published anywhere, it would be this in newspapers all over the country.
Come on, Abby.
Come on, Abby. We're pulling for you here. So yeah, this is just what we do. Hopefully, dear Abby will get back to me. I'm going to put my address and my daytime phone number so that she calls me with any questions. And that's why I always answer the phone like a grizzled war vet of a woman.
Beautiful.
Yeah, hello. I feel like Maud answers the phone going, yeah, hello.
How's it going?
Yeah, how's it going?
Who is it? Hang on. Daryl,
Yeah.
the phone's for you.
Sounds like she's from Delco. This is perfect.
Yeah.
Just smokes a pack of Newports a day.
Daryl, get your ass down here. Got the phone over here for you.
Got the phone. Yeah, hold on. She has
Give me a pack of Newports.
Oh, yeah, I got to put my oxygen back on for a minute. Hold on, hon.
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
I've almost just slipped on my pajama pants.
My Flyers pajama pants. Did you see Bernie Perrant at the game last night? Yeah.
What I would do to screw that guy.
For a third time. Yeah.
Hey.
Like, hasn't been since the Spectrum was up that we met in the bathroom stall of section 110.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else, but I'm going to keep talking in this voice.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep talking in this. I drag around my oxygen tank with me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, I think this is, we'll send this off, and we've really been around the corner and back on this episode, from Dear Abby to Disney freaks and adults to depressed women and hauntings at TCNJ. I hope the hauntings continue. TCNJ is a hellhole in central New Jersey, if it ever existed. I've been there once and didn't have a pleasant experience. How about you?
I have never been and don't plan on it.
Yeah. Is it a state school? I don't know. It gets lost in the shuffle. You got Rutgers, you got Seton Hall, you got Monmouth, you got all the great universities down this way like Rowan and Stockton.
Yeah.
TCNJ is just there for the teachers of the state, which
Not sure.
don't need them.
Not sure. Never going back to college.
Yeah, never going back. Nope. But yeah, goes right in. Send us some questions and emails on our phone number here, 856-617-4626. And we'll be back with some more spooky segments.
Spooky. Write us back, Abby.
Yeah, write us back, Abby. This is Maud. I'm going to haunt you in your
speaking.
dream.
Need to know what to do with Daryl.
This is Maud McCormick. If you don't write me back, I'm going to haunt you till you're dead, bitch.
Peace out.
See ya.